Hey guys, I'm going to talk today about the God of the Old Testament and morality. Well, it's been said, I've heard it said a million times by every single Christian apologist who's ever existed. Well, if you don't believe in God, where do you get your morality from? How can you be a moral person without God? Alright, well, let's address that. Where does morality come from? If you study any science at all, if you study any history, anthropology, anything like that, we see that human evolution has, we all share a common ancestor dating back billions of years. But as evolution progressed, hominids developed, and we as hominids, because Homo sapiens are a hominid species, um, you know, we've developed a bigger brain than just any other species. Really, we've developed a more complex brain, and a brain that is able to understand the concept of morality. We have developed morality. We've created morality, if you will. We have created a set of standards that we deem as fair or unfair, beneficial or unbeneficial to a society. We found that murder, it's wrong because it doesn't benefit people. We've learned to respect people simply because they are human. We've learned that, you know, going and stealing something or raping a woman or pedophilia, we've learned that those things are wrong. We have determined that these things are wrong. There is no handed down Sky Daddy principle that these things are wrong. We have determined that they are wrong. Alright, well, then it's been said, oh, well, the God of the Bible can do what he wants because he is God, we are not. He can judge, he is a righteous judge, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Well, in the American legal system, if you're on trial and the judge is himself a known murderer, pedophile, woman abuser, what have you, some evil shit. If the judge were a convicted felon, how would you feel? By what right does he have to judge you? The God of the Old Testament is he is an evil, sick, and twisted fuck. First off, he regretted making man in Noah's flood. As I've said in my previous videos, regret doesn't seem the attribute of an all-knowing, all-powerful deity, does it? Because to regret means to imply that there was a mistake made or that wishing that something could be different. But yet Christians all the time try and say, oh, well, God's in control. Unless, of course, bad shit happens, and that's Satan. Well, excuse me. If all the good shit that happens is because of God, you have to say the bad shit that happens is because of God as well. Because if he's all-powerful, he has either allowed that to happen or has caused it to happen. If he has allowed it to happen, then he's incompetent. If he's caused it to happen, then he's malevolent. Well, the God of the Bible, namely the Old Testament, advocated murder. Why did the Jews have to go out and kill and slaughter entire civilizations, entire cities, just because they didn't worship Daddy Big Boss Yahweh? Why? It was ordered to not just kill the men or the grown people of the society. It was ordered to kill the men, the women, the children, and the cattle. Not only that, they they were ordered to cut open the pregnant women's bellies. That's in Hosea 13. So before you tell me I'm wrong, go check that out for yourself. To rip open the pregnant women's bellies and dash their babies upon the rocks. Yet you Christians want to talk about abortion and how evil that is. And I agree. I hate abortion in all honesty, but as I have a penis, in my opinion, it's kind of irrelevant. But, anyway, your God is an abortionist, if you're a Christian. Whether you like it or not, you can say that the New Testament rights the wrongs of the Old Testament, but you cannot square that circle. The Bible also says God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. If you believe that God was evil in the Old Testament, he is evil in the New Testament. Personally, I believe he's evil in both. That's just me, though. Alright, well, back to morality. Why? Why then does is Yahweh, a murderer, one who advocated telling the Jews to go into a city, kill all the people, but then take the maidens for themselves and do with them as they wish? Do you think that these maidens just went willingly? Do you really think they're just like, oh, well, you conquered us, hey, you got us? No. They fucking got raped. Your God advocated rape. What the fuck kind of morality is that? What does that have to do with morality? In his 10 Commandments, did you see any... Most of the 10 Commandments weren't even about morality. It was just worshiping God. You know, had he really cared about humanity, he would have said, you know, in addition to not murdering and not stealing, he would have said, you know, don't be reckless with people. You know, take care of the poor, take care of the homeless. Yeah, Jesus said all that, but that was thousands of years later. Why didn't God get it right on the first try? Why didn't, you know, pedophilia get mentioned? Why didn't women ownership get mentioned? Because women were owned. Women were property for thousands of years. Any women watching this, on behalf of especially white men, I'm sorry. Like, that's fucked up. I apologize. But why then does one of the most corrupt, evil figures in all of history get to decide what morality is and isn't? That's not fair. That's just simply wrong. Many philosophers have come up with systems and thoughts and philosophies and moral codes throughout history. Not all of them were religious. I mean, Socrates, look at him. You know, he wasn't religious. We don't have to have religion or a god to be moral. Me personally, I try and be, you know, I'm an asshole. I am a spiteful, judgmental, arrogant asshole. But I always try and do the right thing. I always try and help people. I always try and, you know, look after those that need it. Am I the best person in the world? No. I'm not the worst, but I'm not the best. But the point is, I strive to be a good person. Whether I step on your toes or offend you, that's irrelevant. Whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, Pastafarian, what have you, I'll help you out if you need help. I will go out of my way to do that. I don't believe in authority, really. I don't believe in people overrunning other people simply because they're a higher class. People are people. Whether you're supposed normal person, whether you're gay, straight, black, pink, green, fuck, I don't care. Whatever you are. Whether you're Bill Gates or whether you're a bum on the street, like, it doesn't matter to me. If you need help, I'm going to help you. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people, they get their morality from a single book. Morality, and it's kind of like this. Why are mixed martial arts so good? Why are mixed martial artists some of the best fighters? Because they take what's good from one style of martial arts, apply that, and then go to another martial art and learn that. Good mixed martial artists, they'll know Taekwondo, they'll know Judo, they'll know Kenpo, you know, Muay Thai. They'll have multiple styles that they use. Alright? If a fighter just employed Taekwondo, he'd probably get his ass handed to him in a mixed martial arts cage fight. Specifically because he is implying one style, a very one-dimensional style. Why isn't morality the same way? Why can't we pick and choose, you know, the good things from religion? I'm not saying that everything that's come out of religion is bad, because certainly it's not. Jesus advocates some pretty good shit. He's a pretty evil fuck in my opinion, but he advocates some really good stuff. And, you know, Hinduism, Buddhism, I'm sure I'm not as familiar with Islam, but I'm sure there's good stuff in Islam. It's not all about blowing people up and shit. But anyway, in conclusion, I encourage you to not get your morality from one source, whether it be Yahweh, Krishna, Allah, who have you. Just do research. Whether it's from philosophy, religion, I don't know, whatever. Just don't get your morality from one single source. That's never a good thing. It's getting one side of the story, and you know that's never good. Be open-minded, be objective, keep searching, and fuck God, hail Satan.